Making and Breaking Soul Contracts, a wisdom teaching from the Intergalactic Alliance of Light Beings. From Canadian psychic medium, Tracy Mill. Greetings, friends. Today's transmission is a follow-up to our Ascension Activations number 9, and will focus on how we make and break soul contracts. I don't know about you, but I find my expansion comes from many sources and in many forms, including social, emotional, intellectual, spiritual, ethereal, practical, professional, digital, and spontaneous conversation. When it comes to gaining better insight into soul contracts, I have gone looking in several directions, as well as within, and there is a lot of good information out there. Thanks to the folks at Ascension Glossary and the Galactic Historian websites for sharing your depth of wisdom with the world. Your contribution is much appreciated. I believe one of the reasons why so many are feeling hopeless and helpless right now is because we can't figure out why we would have agreed to participate in such dysfunction. From that confused state, self-judgment can crop up more easily, lowering our vibrational frequencies even further. But did we really sign up for this level of dysfunction, or is there something else at play? Perhaps if we understood our soul contracts, their purpose and function a little better, we would be able to more easily identify the lessons in any challenge, thereby maximizing our chances at success in any venture or relationship. In this current reality, it is easy to feel trapped in a situation not of our making. What would you say if I told you that you could be given the opportunity to have a spiritual do-over? A chance to participate in a creation of a new timeline that would steer humanity away from an extinction event? What would you say? Chances are, if you're watching this video, your answer was yes. Mine too. But what exactly we said yes to remains a huge mystery to most of us. A huge part of our soul missions on Earth right now, no matter our identifiers, is to experience, then neutralize the toxicity created by the Dark Fleet agendas, becoming a counterbalance points between the forces of light and the forces of dark. Creating a neutral path instead. This includes Dark Fleet programs like Control and Domination, Victim and Victimizer, Sinner and Saint, Nice Guy and Narcissist, and all sexual misery programs used as their base for divide and conquer approach. A part of many people's soul contracts contain events and circumstances where we will be called upon to act from a place of inspiration, intuition, wisdom, strength, and sovereignty, because that is the most authentic expression of our spirit on Earth in our now. From these moments, timelines can change. That's why this time around it was so important for us to awaken and connect to our intuition, so we can be sure to make new choices that hold better odds for success on multiple levels. We're also getting the chance to make those good choices again, or choices that set us up for success on a previous path, but with similar soul-to-soul connections. The Intergalactic Alliance of Light Beings reminds us that we are more capable of effecting change than we may realize, especially when it comes to shifting the energy behind those scenarios whose details appear beyond our control to change or fix by ourselves. Most of the global problems right now are the direct result of hidden agendas sealed with hidden clauses on the spiritual and soul level of our existence that we don't even know about, but are beholden to on a soul level. These hidden clauses are connected to our soul contracts and must be released for full soul sovereignty to be reclaimed. The Alliance say that if we could just remember and embrace the idea that by taking care of the small details in our own daily lives with as much love, joy, compassion, patience, peace of mind, soul, authenticity, and humor as we can muster, those actions and intentions will bring forth the kind of changes we've been praying for much faster. And that just like renovating an old house, the rot must be removed and replaced with new material before long-lasting change can be enjoyed. And that's where we are right now, rot removal. And part of the clearing involves soul contract revocations in our now. While we can't change the past without creating a new future, We can change our future by healing from what hurts us in our past, be it this lifetime or another. By keeping the lessons and releasing the pain, we gain the upper hand in this battle of wits and wills. In other words, we do have choices, especially when it comes to what we will allow to remain and what we choose to replace, release, or remove. Goodness is often found in random acts of kindness when no one is looking or expecting it. Doing a good deed because it feels authentically good to do so counts more than we may know, because we never know when we will be called upon to answer someone else's prayers. So while many of the important details are written into our soul contracts, there's lots of wiggle room for new, spontaneous, heart-based choices, trajectories, and outcomes not previously experienced. Soul contracts are agreements created by our higher selves or inner selves with other souls and soars before our birth. Soul contracts help us to map out a basic chart or blueprint of events and circumstances designed to help us gain a broader perspective and new insights into why certain approaches fail while others succeed when living in a free will zone. This includes all hurdles or challenges we will encounter that run on themes or repetitive patterns. Our soul contracts can be from both pre-birth agreements and or get activated during cycles of spiritual growth or soul lesson mastery while incarnate. As a means of helping the individual soul to experience as many expansion events we believe will be beneficial to our individual and oversoul growth goals, and no two contracts are exactly alike. How well an individual is able to process and understand how to work with these opposing forces can either catapult one's spiritual growth or stunt it from shock and denial, either expanding or contracting our overall experience platform. Soul lessons are often hard-earned and will be repeated until we, as an individual, have reached a level of understanding and self-mastery on a specific subject to no longer be pulled away from our authentic responses. Responses not always dripping with love, but most definitely reflecting authenticity. As some soul contract agreements involve catalyst moments for all participants, designed to trigger a healing or unlock an epiphany. Additionally, some folks here are working their soul contracts and missions for a soul group, soul family, or soul monad. They share their progress through their memory records and dream time, offering completed blueprints useful to others when designing new consciousness templates within a large group or soul family. Many starseeds, lightworkers, and indigos have designed very challenging soul contracts with an array of difficult events to overcome in order to gain the clarity and empathy needed to create alternative solutions and self-mastery in our now. A large majority of us came to learn why our missions during the galactic wars and electric wars failed to yield desired results. To do this effectively, we have had to live through the old abuses in order to determine how best to direct our spiritual light and consciousness power to change future outcomes. Throughout this life, we have been figuring out the best way to address and shift such imbalances and complex issues like greed and generosity, equity and inequality, prosperity and poverty, inclusion and prejudice, truth and hypocrisy, gentleness and brutality, conformity and rebellion, which have polarized and polluted the social memories of the earth human since way before Noah's flood. Some things in our soul contracts are non-negotiable, while others, especially hidden clauses added unbeknownst to us at the moment of our birth, can be removed or reversed upon request. Some parts of our soul contracts will stay in place throughout our many lives that have to do with our overall soul mission, while other soul agreements can come to a close once the lesson has been learned or remembered and the new wisdom gets applied, thereby changing future outcomes previously forecasted or experienced in the past. After the wall in time was installed, when the incarnation cycle was changed to a reincarnation cycle, The Dark Fleet took many of the Earth soul contracts and altered them, reassigning their karma onto us. They also expanded on them, intensifying the themes and lessons, redirecting the soul contracts with a twist or two, making it harder for us to honor our intuition and guided truths, adding things like karmic retribution clauses for individuals to carry and resolve, created by the church and state. Family crests were used as a binding agent for these soul contract clauses and loopholes whose original purpose was buried under a mountain of falsehoods and lies. We can change that by making revocations of these clauses in the here and now. As incarnate indigos, starseeds, lightworkers, and earth seeds, our goal is to keep the lessons and release the pain and the obligation to false power structures and false influences. As we mentioned in our last message, the electric wars of the Milky Way, a common issue cropping up for many right now is connected to the electric wars, the galactic wars, and the Atlantean wars. These tragedies created many soul fractals and traumatic memory bleed-throughs as part of a technology that placed a seed fear of catastrophe into our cellular memory files and sympathetic nervous system. Natural disasters including earthquakes, tidal waves, tsunamis, hurricanes, mudslides, eruptions, and wildfires will activate this Atlantean technology. The Dark Fleet knows about this etheric implant, but many of us did not until today. Consciously participating to clear any war timelines from this life or others and to forgive and clear enemy patterning is one of the next hurdle or drama themes we will get to address and heal moving forward. Soul contract revocations are effective liberation tools when done in your own voice and out loud. Several experts in the field recommend recording yourself, then playing back the revocation to yourself as needed. Begin by making a list of the institutions and persuasions you're ready to break free from having any negatively impacting interactions with or around, like financial debt, health concerns, addictions, even chronic worry. Before you begin your revocation, call in your guides, guardians, and ancestors to be a witness to your claim. Ask that a spiritual court of equity be established by them to be witness to your proclamations of sovereignty and release from karmic debt placed on you by hidden soul contract clauses. Use I am statements proclaiming what aspects of your experience you desire to break free from on an energetic level. Ask for all karmic debts and burdens not yours to be returned to the original sender for resolution. Include breaking free from all karma connected to any family crests you may be affiliated with, and return those curses and clauses back to the original sender as well. Ask that your new proclamation be entered into the Earth's Akashic records so all may read your empowered free will choice in your energy signature. Keep the statements simple. Use language that feels authentic to you. It doesn't have to be flowery to be powerful. Intention is everything. Put it into your soul contract revocations and multiply your results by 10. For those who like working with angels, I have shared a link to a wonderful clearing exercise that works with Archangel Michael. For those ready for something new, stay tuned for a new soul contract fine print revocation video coming out today. We hope this message has offered you some clarity about your choices when it comes to soul contracts and soul contract fine print. Until next time, in the highest light of love and truth, we are the Intergalactic Alliance of Light Beings. Namaste. Brought to you by WhatComesNextForYou.com. What's in your future?